What's up, guys? It's Matt from TDM Style here, aka the Alcoholic Rooster. And if you've been around the channel for a minute, you'll understand that joke, and if not, don't worry about it, that's probably the last time it'll ever be used. So welcome back to the channel, welcome back to my bar for another episode of Product Revisit. Now it's been a minute since we've done one of these, and today we're here to talk all about Shehvoo. So, if you're new to my Product Revisit series, this is basically just a kind of chill, laid-back series where I take a look at some products that I've reviewed in the past, and we just see whether I still feel the same way about them, whether my opinions change, I still like them, how they still work in comparison to other things. So, grab yourself a nice beverage. It's 8 o'clock in the morning here, so I've got a nice piping hot cup of coffee, which you can probably see the steam coming off of that bitch. So get yourself a beverage, kick back, relax, and let's have a chat about Shehvoo. Alright, so Shehvoo came out of the gate with their activating oil cleanser product. That was their first drop. A little while later, they came out with their Ocean Clay, and just recently they came out with their newest edition, which is their Ocean Spray Sea Salt Pre-Styler. So, and they've also gone through a rebrand. So if it's been a minute since you've looked at these, the packaging, the look of the packaging has changed quite a bit. The formulas of the activating oil cleanser and the clay are the same. They didn't change those at all. They just changed the branding on the packaging. And as I'm sure you're all probably aware by now, this brand was kind of headlined by Dre Drexler, who is another pretty massive hair and fashion YouTuber. So this will be kind of an interesting, almost hybrid product revisit, because we've got the oil cleanser and the clay, which I have used before. The Ocean Spray is brand new, so we'll talk a little bit about that. Now, truth be told, I hadn't used the Ocean Clay or activating oil cleanser in a while. The oil cleanser, my wife actually quite likes it, and we just went through it all, so I didn't have it for a while. The Ocean Clay just kind of made it into my bin of hair products that I, test for a while and then kind of put aside, because that's just my life now. I just have a lot of products to test. But recently, Shehvoo reached out after they, launched their Ocean Spray, and they said, hey, we want to send you our products with the rebranding. And so Shehvoo did send me these, so thank you very much to Dre and Shehvoo for sending these over. Alright, so let's start out where the brand started out, with the activating oil cleanser. Now, oil cleansers were something, admittedly, that I didn't know much about when this first came out, so this was one of the first that I kind of saw until I kind of did some research. So, was it the first oil cleanser ever to come out? No. There are other brands doing it. There have been homebrews and other salon brands that put out similar products. Morris Motley has one, which I've also used. I haven't used many oil cleansers, but I can say that this one, the things that I like about it are that it's very light. Some other oil cleansers, they can be very heavy in the hair and, just basically too oily. And so I think Shehvoo did a nice job of kind of balancing this to where it still imparts those oils to keep your hair feeling nice and soft and moisturized, but it's not to the point where it's kind of weighing it down or feeling overly greasy. Now, they are mentioning on the packaging here that this is a shampoo and conditioner alternative, which I half agree with. It's not something that would replace a shampoo and conditioner, but it is something that I enjoy using, maybe once a week or so. And I think for me, the main, drawback of the product is that it doesn't do a great job at removing hair product that might be in, and it's not, for me, it's not really meant to do that. So just something to be aware of. So if I've got like an oil-based product in my hair or something that just usually takes a good shampoo to rinse out, this won't get that totally out of the hair. So the days that I do use this are days where I've previously styled with, something water-based that really just kind of rinses out with just water alone, so then I can go in with this and be fine, and I won't have, product buildup product buildup won't be there afterward. So do I still use this? Yeah, now that they sent it to me again, honestly. I try so many products, so it's hard for me to kind of re-buy certain things just because I'm constantly testing new stuff. But I will say that my wife was very happy to have this again, and I do enjoy using it. And compared to some of the other oil cleansers that I've used, as I mentioned, this one is lighter, and that is something that I do appreciate. And I like the scent on it as well. It's just a very light, fruity scent. Now, Ocean Clay was their next product, and this is, I guess you could call it their kind of take on sort of a traditional heavy clay. This is liquid paraffin and beeswax based, so this is not a water-based clay. So that is one thing, like, this will not be washed out completely by this, just to be aware. But now, so this is their clay that they've got some organic goodies in there, no sulfates or parabens, and you know, they're basically saying that this is going to give you a firm hold with a kind of natural shine finish, and they also mention that it kind of acts as a hair mask, and so the longer that it's in your hair, the more conditioned and moisturized your hair will feel. So this is something that when I first reviewed it, I quite liked it, and you know, admittedly, that was back a while ago, and really kind of when I was really getting into the swing of this channel, and I hadn't tried, you know, a whole lot of other products, so I didn't have a lot to compare it to. So, does it still stand the test of time? And the short answer is, yeah, pretty much. I do still like this. You know, admittedly, I hadn't used it in quite a long time, so I was excited when they sent me the new jar just to kind of try it out again and give myself a refresher. And if you guys have been around the channel for a bit, you know me, and you know that I have a dry, coarse hair type, and that I love a good natural shine finish product. So, you know, in a world where it's kind of been increasingly like everything's matte, there's matte paste, there's super matte clays, there's matte everything, which I enjoy those as well. But I really do like a natural finish, and this, I mean, I've got it in my hair right now, and you can see in the demo that it really does give you a natural shine, so it doesn't look too dry, so my hair just doesn't look, you know, just shitty after using it. As far as the firm hold, it is pretty firm. This is one of those things, though, that you need to be careful. You don't want to use too much, because then it can get heavy and greasy. What I do like about this, though, compared to, you know, some of the other kind of oil-based clays that might be similar, this one is a bit on the lighter side, so, and it doesn't get quite as oily. So at the end of the day, or in day 2, it's a little bit oily looking, but it's nothing that a little dry shampoo won't fix. Do I think it acts as a hair mask? Not really. I mean, as I mentioned, the nice thing is that it's not super fucking dry. So, in that regard, the longer it's in my hair, it doesn't feel dried out, it doesn't feel crispy or anything, you know, it stays really nice and malleable, and that's just, you know, the paraffin base. And in that regard, I do like it. It does keep my hair feeling pretty soft, but it's not like doing a conditioning mask for me, you know, but I don't know, I just forgot what I was going to say there. Now, Ocean Spray is the new boy on the block from Shehvoo, and, you know, now sea salt sprays are something that I think are great for a lot of people, especially for finer-haired folks. They can really help to add some volume, some texture, plump the hair a little bit. For coarse, dry-haired folks like myself, they aren't necessarily always the best option because, I mean, it's salt, so it's going to be dry. So I was, you know, curious how this was going to work out for me. Now, the thing that I really like about this is the scent. I do enjoy the scent on all their products. You know, light fruity scent here, kind of a pineapple-y scent on the clay, and this one, fuck. This one is like a nice kind of sweet coconut smell. I love me some coconut. It just kind of smells like vacation to me, which is appropriate. I mean, Ocean Spray smells beachy. So in order to use this, it's, you know, use it like your typical sea salt spray. So you apply it generously into wet hair, comb it through, blow dry that bitch, and then here we are with some added volume, some added texture, and I'm happy to report that my hair, once again, doesn't feel dry as fuck. Which I was honestly kind of surprised by, because most sea salt sprays just make my hair feel dry. It's kind of like mousses. Like, they're a product that are great for a lot of people, but just not super great for me and my hair type. However, this one actually surprised me and worked quite well. So, yeah, product revisit Shehvoo. Do I still like them? Yeah, I honestly, is this like the first product revisit that I actually still like stuff? It might be. You know, here's the thing. Here's the real tea. Y'all ready? We know this is a YouTuber product line, and now I think that there's something about YouTuber products, at least in the hair field, that I think we all know, but nobody really talks about. And that is that, you know, probably the majority of them are made by YouTubers who are not hair professionals. They're not hairstylists, they're not colorists, you know, they're not professionals in a lab creating they're just people. They're people who have nice hair, who had channels, who blew up, and they had an opportunity to make some products. And it's great, you know, it's good for them. But where that can be the downfall for some of these brands is, you know, they don't have necessarily the experience. So if you're not a hair care professional and you don't necessarily, you know how certain products are going to work in various hair types and stuff, you know, you might not have that great of a product. So as a way of an example, I get a lot of shit sometimes for how much I like the Salon Guy's products. He's a YouTuber, he has his own product line, but he's been a professional hairstylist for over 20 years, so he better be putting out good products, because that's like if I went to a salon brand like Moroccan Oil, who's known for making really good shit, and they were just like, yeah, let's make whatever, some product we've never made before, we don't know anything about it, here it is, and it sucked, that's a problem. And then on the other end of the YouTuber product spectrum, we have stuff like this that was made by non-professionals, and, you know, to me, like, this is just terrible. It didn't work at all for me. I thought it was a bad formula or something. Like, it just didn't work. So to me, that speaks to, you know, they're not professionals. They didn't necessarily know what they were getting into. Maybe, you know, they didn't have a professional hairstylist on their team, or they didn't test it enough. I don't know. Maybe they did and it still came out shitty. I really don't know, but this just did not work for me. You know, so there's kind of that balance. There are like all these YouTubers making products, and some of them are great and some of them are trash. And in that spectrum, I think that Dre and Shehvoo have done a very nice job at creating some products that work, and they work well for several different hair types. You know, the pricing is okay, they smell great, and yeah, like they work for me, they work for my wife, they work for fine-haired folks, and so I think that either they've got some professionals on their team or they just did their research. So, and I think that paid off, because they do have some good products here that have stood up against, you know, many of the other products that I've tested. So there you have it, folks. Product Revisit Shehvoo. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I always enjoy making these. If you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button down below to keep up to date with all the upcoming stuff I've got coming your way. I've got a ton of new products and stuff to get through. And as always, thank you guys so much for coming by and watching, and we'll see you at the next one.